And it's Monday night, Monday evening, almost 5:10, just about 5:10. And this is when I usually read from my blog and talk about whatever. I usually ramble on for 5 or 10 minutes to start with, in case anyone wants to actually hear the reading. I think most people come for the talk, or the rambling, or the company, and it's all good. I appreciate everyone being here, regardless of why they show up. It's all good. And I mean that honestly, that, that it's all good. Not just a saying, not one of those things that you could say. Um, by saying it's all good, meaning whatever happens, whoever comes, whatever comments, whatever intent, for me, it's all good. I don't know about for you. Um, but the attention, my attention, is for me, not for you. Meaning that um, whatever's given, how I respond, is on me. Doesn't mean I'm always positive. Doesn't mean that, things don't get to me. But I can still use that. I can still use the negative feeling that I have. I can still use the hurt feelings. I can still use everything that is thrown in my direction and wonder, who is it that's feeling hurt? Who is it that's feeling any of this? Becomes a form of self-inquiry. And when you discover it's just the ego, and when you look into the ego and you see the ego doesn't really exist, it's just a thought. It's a collection of thoughts. It's a constantly appearing thought structure, energetic structure, but it doesn't have a true basis in reality. It certainly feels real. That doesn't make it real. And when you just have that little bit of awareness, everything eases just a bit. Not saying it gets better, but it eases. You smile more readily. Malcolm McCarty is here saying hi. And my friend Flower is here. Our friend Flower. Let's see, Flower says, hi, my battery is 1. I won't be here. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's another long day for you. And you had school today. So, I have April 25th, 2023. Not quite a year up on my blog. And I'm thinking about reading that. It's a little long. Sorry for the silence. I'm just going through the post, some of the things I've written in the month of April last year. I've mentioned that I like April. Not just because it's my birthday month. That's a bonus. I don't really think too much about that one way or the other. But April is the beginning of, I talked about that earlier today, it's the beginning of everything turning green. It's, even though spring starts in March, spring begins in April. Those first buds, things beginning to flower, the geese getting a little bit huffy, a little concerned for what's going on in their lives. Birds showing up. I'm starting to see the black-winged or the red-winged blackbird, which is largely absent in the winter. The Real Opinion is here. Hello, Eric. Hope your day is going well, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I hope yours is too. Um, so yeah, spring starts in March, but it really begins in April. Each day you start to notice these things. It's a little bit greener. Things are blooming a little bit more. Flowers appearing where there was nothing before. Um, Birds returning. Animals stirring. I absolutely love it. And it just increases. That slow roll through April and then into May and June. And June's my all-time favorite month. It's when everything hits that peak green. Verdant is the word, the best word to describe it. A deep, deep, joyful green that, man, can you feel colors? It's a question to ask you guys. Do you feel colors? I certainly do, and I feel that green all the way down in my bones. It enlivens me. Real Opinion says, I love this time of year. It's the start of a new life. Yeah, it certainly is. And you feel it on the level of the cells. Your cellulate, things begin to stir, and you just know that this is a time. Back in the olden days, when I was a kid, the sap is rising, is what they would say. Absolutely amazing. And like I said, for me, all the way up until June, and then in June you hit that peak green. The Real Opinion said, green is a great color. It's fresh and deep. It is, and that contrast of green and the deep blue sky is amazing. I walk with Mocha McCarty, who is up above, and we never fail to marvel when it starts turning that everything is so green in this area, and then contrasting with the sky, and then you have the splash of wildflowers throughout and the trees blooming. Right now we're getting the dogwoods coming in really nice. First thing that I always notice when true spring hits is when the dogwoods start coming out. We got about a month before the geese get really, really particular. And boy, I've rerouted. I've been in the middle of a 20-mile run to be confronted by geese and rerouting my entire run to give them space. For one, they deserve it. They're protecting their young. So I'm happy to accommodate them. But also, man, you don't want to mess with a goose this time of year or in about a month's time. They will definitely put you in their place. And I've seen them confront animals several times their size. The Real Opinion says, I agree. I like summer too. I'd like all the season, but winter is tough for lots of reasons. It definitely, if you have any type of depression, seasonal or otherwise, it'll certainly deepen it, make it a little harder to manage. That's gotten better through the years. Friendly Neighborhood Leopard. That's a pretty awesome name, man. I like that. Friendly Neighborhood Leopard. I'm a plank until someone tells me to stop. And Michael Robinson is farting. I think if I was Michael Robinson and I was farting, I would use an assumed name. I'm not sure. Now, it might be an assumed name. I don't know. But I would probably not fart in public if everyone knew my name. That's just me. Everyone is free to do what they want. You're free to do what you want here on the channel, too. And I've just gotten some shocking news from Michael. bald. Now, are you saying that I'm bald, or did you fart yourself bald? Because I've been told that that can happen. And if it did, hey, I'm sorry. But no one actually told you to come here and fart. Um, Sometimes people say things like bald, like one, like I wouldn't possibly know it, and two, as if it's something that's shouldn't be. I am fully acceptance of my lack of hair, and have been for quite some time. Been actually shaving my head for 20 some years after a lifetime of having really long, Grateful Dead hippie long hair for the previous 20 years before that. So I was going to read from my blog. This is from April 25th, 2023. And it is about rituals. The rituals that I do every day, which some people find fairly weird. And it is. For one, not everyone has rituals, and not everyone has these. That's for sure. But I find a lot of value in them, because these are the things that help me. These are the things that bring joy in my life. These are the things that, oh, yeah, thank you, Michael Robinson. Stop planking. I meant to say that. That's a long plank if you did it. Pretty amazing. I'm not sure how long the longest I've ever held a plank. Fairly long. But honestly, I don't think you need to hold a plank for more than a minute. Especially if you keep in constant tension on the abdominals, and you're actually using it almost as a crunch exercise. So you're in the plank position. Michael Robinson's going to head out. Hey, Michael, I appreciate you stopping by. All company is good company, my friend. So you're welcome here anytime. Michael says, by the way, I didn't mean that. It's not a problem at all, honestly. And like I said, you're welcome here anytime. And Michael says, love your content. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, if you want, like and subscribe. And if you have a channel and you leave a comment so I can find your channel, I'll make sure that I subscribe to you. Always want to support other people as much as I can. And you have a wonderful day as well. So, here it is. Rituals. My day belongs to rituals. Mindful acts that support my overall well-being and sense of creativity, with one simply flowing to the next through the course of an entire day. None of these activities take much time in their performance. Most are beneficial in some ways, and all of them are joyful, requiring nothing other than my commitment. Granted that I am now self-employed and have more time to give these rituals, yet they are many that I've performed for decades, through full-time jobs and caregiving for both my aging parents without a single day missed. These are the acts that lend themselves to a meaningful day. They actually provide a greater sense of freedom within their given restraints, erasing boundaries between inspiration and the life I wish to live. Each mindful act is a devotion of its own, strung throughout the day. Again, this is for my overall well-being, and I find joy in the effort that some require. Early morning yoga, just before the hint of sun, and I move my body through salutations to its rise. This often takes a round or two or more before muscles loosen and I achieve a flow of easy motion and gentle stretching, especially so on cold winter mornings. But yoga is a ritual that returns its favor through a greater sense of motion through the day. I am better for my commitment, sitting longer in meditation and with comfort at my desk for the writing time that follows. One ritual always flows directly to the next. What makes these rituals is really just a mindful notice. I give them my attention, a nod of appreciation for their enrichment of my life. That's really the only difference between performing a daily habit and having a ritual by design. My dental care is an example. That is now a practice of its own, bringing mindfulness to its detail, adding things that might provide protection such as oil pulling and tongue scraping, both ancient Ayurvedic methods for caring for the teeth, gums, and overall health. Even preparing for sleep is a practice that begins the moment I rise each morning, cultivating acts that will aid me in the ending of the day. Getting outside with first light, walking and being embraced by nature, regardless of weather, or more so, joyful through whatever the day offers. This is preparation for hours later, a hormonal response now that carries an important action for the night. Each ritual is related to another. Once more, this is all joyful. None of this is a chore, and I experiment and explore the impact every one of them, changing, adding others, or dismissing some that no longer seem to serve. Everything works in benefit for the other, and throughout the performance, my life flows in curiosity and wonder. All of this serves me in some way, even if just a momentary pleasure, a momentary joy. They each fulfill my day, offering the means of a creative and truly happy lifestyle. My day belongs to rituals, small devotions, and so my life unfolds. So I'm going to talk about some of those. Mike Robinson said, just like the sub. Thanks, my friend. And I hope you left a comment or something so I can sub back. Definitely want to support others. Destiny says, hello, Eric. How are you? I'm sorry for the annoyance from such people. You know, I actually began the talk before anyone was even here. Actually, no, Mocha was here and Flowers was here. And I said, you know what? Everyone is welcome, regardless of what they bring. Because it's always up to me and how I wish to respond. It's never about the other person. I'm always reminded by the Mother Teresa's prayer that in the end, it's between you and God. It's not between you and them. Real Opinion says, hello, Destiny Forever. Destiny says, hello, Real Opinion to you. Sunrise Solitude. That's a pretty name. Sunrise Solitude. I like that. And that, you know what? Some of my favorite things right there is sunrise, really right before sunrise. It's the quietest time of the day. That's when you get that true solitude. And by solitude, I don't mean so much being alone as in realizing there's just one thing. There's just life. Only one. Maybe try psilocybin therapy. I've tried psilocybin, but not the therapy part. The Real Opinion says, Destiny's sending you all the happiness in the world. And she certainly deserves it, my friend. Destiny said, this is very great reading, Eric. And The Real Opinion says, this is my favorite channel. So soothing and easy listening. Man, thank you for that. That means a lot. That's the kind of thing that keeps you going forward. That makes you realize that little things that you do can have an impact, even if it's just an impact of making someone smile, making them feel good for just a little bit. And that's enough. Destiny says, you're so right. Real Opinion, so soothing, peaceful, warm, and home-like. And thank you for that, Destiny. And you know what? In my opinion, it's the people that come to hang out that make it so. Like-minded energy. We're all lifting each other up. Always reminds me, Ram Dass, when he was asked about what What is yoga? What is spiritual practice? Um, why are we doing it? Does it have an impact? And all these questions. And in an interview, and Ram Dass thought about it and said, the thing with any practice is we're all of us are just walking each other home. And man, that struck me really profound. And one of those life-changing quotes that you hear. We're all just walking each other home, every single one of us. And for me, what a pleasure it is to walk home with guys like you. Real Opinion says, I only found you a few days ago, and I already appreciate you. Thank you. Man, it's really nice to hear. I want to make sure, I'm really bad at technical stuff. I want to make sure that I can sub back to people so that I can offer the same kind of support to you guys that you offer to me. So here I was talking about rituals. What separates a ritual from a habit is the devotion that you're offering and the joy that it brings, the deep joy. It might not be immediate gratification. In Vedic and yogic psychology, there's two concepts, preya and shreya. Preya, shreya. And one, and I always get the two confused, one is immediate gratification, that, and it might not be good for you. You want a cigarette, so you smoke. You want eat at a fast food place, so you immediately go and you eat there. You're feeding the senses. It gives you that sense of pleasure because you fulfilled the objective of the senses, to be stimulated. The other, which I believe is priya, but again, I could be mistaken, is more of long-term gratification, where you don't smoke, where you don't go fast food. You have something healthy instead. Your appetite always, and by appetite I mean all the senses and all the craving, all the aversions as well, will always rebel. But you hold fast and you perform it anyway, and in the long run, you're better for it. You're happier, you're more fulfilled, and you're joyful. Joyful is that deep, deep happiness that doesn't fade the way regular happiness does. Flower is back. Welcome back. And she does not have volume on. I might actually sound better with less volume, with no volume. Destiny says, hello, Flower. I'm glad you came back. How are you? So the delayed gratification, I don't even like calling it delay, because you eventually, through all of these practices, it's not delaying gratification. You get gratification and joy from the act itself, from the act of doing something positive for yourself, knowing that it's not always the easiest choice, but it's the best choice. That's when a ritual comes in. There are some cold winter mornings when I don't want to get up and meditate and do my yoga and then go outside and take a walk. But you do it because you know once you're sitting in meditation, that joy takes over. Once you start doing your breath work, you feel immediately better. Once you get out in nature, nature gives you everything you need. You're getting that energy, even in the depth of winter. All of that's important. Those are the rituals that matter. And they could be whatever they are for you. Let's see. Flower says, hi, great. I had a happiness attack at 3 a.m. though. A happiness attack? That's pretty awesome. Mocha says, you will love the ASL sign. I told people earlier today that you were getting your associate's degree in ASL sign for poetry. I am looking forward to you showing me. Destiny says, okay, flowers, I hope all went well. Me too. And Sunshine, hi, it's me once more. Hello, my friend. How are you? Destiny's saying hi to Mocha. And Destiny is saying, welcome in, everyone. Please smash the like button, thumb up, and share out this super amazing channel. Thank you. And I got to remember to do that because you're going to be enjoying your wonderful vacation starting tomorrow. Sunshine says that I'm good. How are you? I'm good as well. Thank you. And it's nice to have you back. Sometimes names you pick for YouTube channels really do seem to suit the personality that comes with them. And Sunshine is certainly one of them. I mentioned that last time that you were here. And I'll mention it. I'll probably mention every time you come and visit. Hey, our friend Whore of Spice, Vincent is here. Hey, everyone. How are you, Vincent? So you can change a habit into a ritual by simply changing the mindset that you have for it. Sean P says, hey, Lester, is that you? Which one of us would be Lester? I'm not sure if I ever knew anyone named Lester before. Vincent says that he is well. Good, I'm happy to hear that. Was today a walking day or was it recovery day? Sunshine says, I always try to get here early, but I can't because I need to watch my brother when you start streaming, and then I come when I can. Well, I appreciate the effort. I will try to start a little earlier on some days. Destiny's saying hi to Sean. And Vincent says, hey to Destiny. Doing great. Made it another 50 feet. That's awesome. Twice. Dave Vassell said, rip a fart for me. Wouldn't that make everyone else jealous, though? If I did that for you, I'd have to do it for every single person. And that would be exhausting for me. I have an extremely clean diet. Tons of fruit, tons of vegetables. So it would be a real, true effort for me to do that. And I just, honestly, I don't think I have the energy. So I apologize. Sean says, oh, I'm sorry, you look like a guy I knew, named Lester. He always had jobs for me and my crew. Well, I hope that, sorry that I'm not Lester, and I hope that you find some jobs for you and your crew. That's definitely important. John says, are you sure you don't know Michael and Franklin? Positive. You know what? If I knew how to do a poll, I would do a poll on here asking, does every single person, it would have to be every single person in the chat would have to say, yes, we want just a yogi, the rip apart for all of us, absolutely all of us. If one person said no, then I couldn't do it because it wouldn't be fair to the entire group. But I don't know how to do a poll anyway. And we're talking about rituals, and that's not one of my rituals. Sunshine says I might need to leave early, but only maybe. Well, I enjoy the time that you're here. Desi says, please don't forget to hit the like button and share out the host's awesome channel. Leave a huge thumb up and print on the huge thumbprint on the like button. Thank you, Destiny. Mocha says no. So, ripping a fart is out of the question, Davis. I apologize. I was gearing up too, man. I was ready. Destiny says, please everyone abide by the chat guidelines and remember to respect everyone. I agree. Definitely respect everyone. And show genuine love to the family and friends. Remember, no self-promoting in the chat. Respect the host. Davis says, okay. You know what? That is an important thing because I'm always happy to greet everyone and even honor the intent and have some fun with people when they come here. But honestly, when I consider it, and thanks to Destiny, I am considering right now, it really isn't fair to the people who come here who want to have a conversation, who want to talk about the things that are important to all of us. So I need to be mindful of that as well, and not I'm not going to ignore you, Davis, because that wouldn't be fair to you. But I do need to focus more on the friends that come here to support me all the time. So that's the thing, when I said earlier that everyone is coming here for me for a reason. I don't always know what that reason is going to be. But if that reason can be to remind me to keep my attention where it should be, then that serves a great purpose. So, Davis, you actually serve a great purpose. And I am going to answer you one question about the most demonic ritual you carry forward with. And that depends on how you look at it. I have a friend who comes visits and partakes in the conversation who considers yoga to be anti-Christian. She'll literally consider it demonic. She's a friend. We like each other. But she considers that demonic. So to answer your question, maybe it's yoga, but it's how you look at it. Yoga itself means union with God. It's the least demonic thing in the world because you are literally using your body, you're using your breath, your mind in meditation, deeper than the mind. You're contemplating, you're going deep, deep, deep within spirit, within the soul, and you're contacting the God that resides within, which in the Bible, Jesus gives us explicit instructions on where to find heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within. So if our senses are always outwards, if we're always looking at things in a way of stimulating the senses alone, in a way of looking, judging, reacting, we never find the true kingdom of heaven. We're distracted because we're looking in the wrong place. But when you look within, everything opens up. And then you see what is really meant by the kingdom of heaven was within. It means that we're split open. That now we see, so within, so without. You find the kingdom of heaven in nature. You find it in YouTube conversations. You find it everywhere. So, to answer the question, I don't think there's really a demonic act that you can commit. I don't think there's really any demons, to be honest with you. Let's see. Kingpin? King Pink? King Pinky? Sorry, I'm mispronouncing your name. Wait to hear a guy named Light Yagami. I swear you look like him. Destiny says, exactly. Thank you. Boca says, don't read everything. Look at it first. I know. I do like to acknowledge people. Hey, if you're taking the time to be here, even if you're here and you're just, for whatever reasons, I honestly don't mind. None of these questions matter to me. But I don't like the fact that they might distract my friends. And I also want to answer David Still again, what's the purpose of your channel? So we can have a productive chat. Destiny is talking about doing burpees in the basement. I'm confused. Well, my channel started with me doing burpees in my basement. And that wasn't the name at the time. But as I'm a yogi, and a yogi is just someone who practices yoga. Okay, a little deeper than that. A yogi is someone who is devoted to the practice of yoga. True yoga. What I was saying about yoga meaning union with God. It's not just exercise, it's not just stretching. If you do the yoga postures without breath work, without practicing the ethical foundations, without the meditation, without withdrawing the senses inwards, then you're not truly practicing yoga, you're just exercising. And you should exercise. Exercise is good for you. So as I started talking more and more about that passion in my life, sharing it, I switched the channel to just a yogi and is doing burpees in his basement because it seemed long but apt, descriptive. So to answer your question, what's the purpose of your channel? I absolutely have no purpose whatsoever in my channel. I just talk. I'm not trying to convince anyone to do yoga. I'm not trying to tell people they should meditate or do this or do that. I'm just sharing the stuff that I love. And if anyone has questions about it, I'm always happy to answer it. And I love a wide variety of stuff. And I talk about it all. Nature, writing, exercise, the whole path of yoga, all forms of spirituality, from Christianity to Buddhism to Sufism, all of it. So just talk about that. And I have some really, really wise friends that come here. And they're very inspiring. So we all sort of feed off of that energy, that inspiration. And, you know, hey, if having a conversation with you, Davis, puts a smile on your face, if you laugh at something that I say, if you leave the conversation and maybe you feel a little happier because you had a good time, then if I had a purpose, that would be it. I could honestly say that with you being here, I could turn the entire purpose into just making you feel good for the day, putting a smile on your face, if I was capable, making you happier. So if I have a purpose in the channel, just to help people feel a little joy, lessen the stress, because life is difficult for all of us. This is a difficult time for all of us. So it's important that people have somewhere to go, even if just for a minute, just for a moment, where they smile. I feel pretty good about that. So, hey, my friend Mayhem and Miracles is here. Quick hello before I make dinner. Hello, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate that. Always happy to see you. Sean P says, take care, have a good day. And man, I really can't wait to tell my friend Trevor. He looked like our good friend Lester. I'll definitely share your channel. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Keep up the good vibes. Man, I really appreciate you saying that. And that's it. Sean P summed it up. Keep up the good vibes. So I'm going to go back to Davis and say, there it is. It's the great thing about these conversations. I've discovered my purpose, and that's just to keep up the good vibes. It's sort of important to also say that that doesn't mean that you negate the negative, that you don't acknowledge that this is a difficult time, that we just try to put out good vibes without that full realization how difficult life is for so many of us, maybe for all of us in some ways. So the good vibes aren't to gloss over anything, but just lift up for a little bit. And the more you do, the more it is. The more you have, the more it carries over. And I don't practice transcendental meditation, but the meditation that I practice and I teach stems from the same ocean of teaching, from the same Vedic wisdom. Both are mantra-based meditation techniques that are based upon using mantras, not for having a meaning, but for the vibrations that they offer. And the vibrations lift you up. And there's something, and it's actually been studied by some pretty prestigious institutions. They call it the Maharishi effect in honor of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. And it is when one person meditates, those in his immediate surrounding get benefits from the meditation. Effect of those positive vibes. People feel better. If 1% of a population of an area meditates, it's been shown that the crime rate in those areas will go down. People benefit from those efforts. People benefit from the good vibes that you put out. It's always important. It doesn't mean you always need to be up or you always need to be happy. But that from time to time during the day, you make an effort. You meditate, or you listen to some good music, or you get out in nature, or you pray. What is it for you? Go for a run. Whatever it is that lifts you up, not just for your benefit, it's going to carry over. People are going to be affected. People are going to be happier. You're doing God's work. So, Sean P., I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that. Sunshine says, my mom told me I had to go to bed because there's school tomorrow. I'm sorry, I was here for a short time. That's okay. I appreciate you being here. I enjoyed my time here, and I hope you have fun with others in chat, and they be kind to you. Yeah, bye. Thank you. That was a really nice sentiment. Mayhem says, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Chill Gaming is here. Hey, my friend, how are you? I just subscribed to you not long ago. And yep, I remember seeing you. And nice conversation over at Noble's. Noble is, man, he's a great guy with a great, great channel. And I hope people visit and spend time there. And I'm looking forward to watching some of your live streams, Chill. I've actually have gained a whole new perspective on gaming channels. Thanks to my friend Smitty Deuces 187 and his buddy Tokyo. And I urge everyone to visit their channels as well. And Noble says that you're in the same vein, that you just have this welcoming place when you're playing. So I'm looking forward to that. Hey, my friend Duncan Walsh, Fitness Motivation. Speaking of channels to visit, if you guys want to see some awesome awesome workouts with great tips, advice, and soon to be, um, Duncan, you got a routine that you're going to be offering pretty soon that you've been working on. I think you're finished. Let's see. Destiny says, hello, Chill. Gaming H, blessings to you, and it's nice to meet you. He is friends with our friend Noble. Kingpin 1 says, can you sing a song about feeling well? You know what? And I mean this sincerely. If I did, no one would be feeling well afterwards. Yeah, my voice is not soothing. It would not be pleasant. It would not be pleasing. I tell you what I could do, if I remember, and I can write a note. I can write something tomorrow about feeling well, and I would read it. I'd be happy to read it. What I write isn't really, I can't consider it poetry any longer, so I sort of call it lyrical prose. That it has the intent of poetry, it has the heart of poetry. And I write really whatever occurs to me each morning. But sometimes I write things, I have an idea of what I want to write. So if I can write about feeling well, and if I think it's worth reading, if I think it's worthwhile, I would definitely read it. And I would read it for you, my friend. And hopefully it would be something that would work. Duncan says, hey to Destiny. Destiny is saying hi to Duncan. Duncan is one of the harder trainers in the biz. And Mocha can attest that I know the biz. Chill Gaming says, nice to meet you too, Destiny. Hey, Chill. Destiny is also someone who, Destiny as well as Duncan, definitely worth following their channels. Destiny is one of those places where you go and you just feel better for having visited. I'm taking my supplement, as I mentioned, every night. It's melatonin and ashwagandha. Good stuff. Part of my sleep hygiene. Part of one of my rituals that I had read about. Mayhem says thank you. Mayhem, honestly, the thanks is all mine. You literally gave me energy for this channel when there was some doubt present. And spending time with you just, again, it energized me. And I dove back into my channel with a serious but fun, playful, joyful intent. Destiny says hi to Mayhem. And please smash the like button when you come in. And that's important for everyone you visit, guys, to hit that like button for people. Everyone is trying, everyone that I know, trying to grow their channel, reaching a greater audience, helping more and more people. As I mentioned, Mayhem and Miracles really helped my channel, amazingly so. When I mentioned that I needed watch hours, she dove right in. She had people on her channel come by and help me. I am not at my goal, but I see it. I have it. It's still a far sight, but it is insight, and that's important. So, yeah, and people like Destiny and Duncan, Joel Gaming, all of them. they got some powerful content that they want to share. Destiny said, thanks for your reading and discussion, Eric. I appreciate all you do to inspire uh, each of us to our greatness. I am leaving now, and I wish you well. Blessings, love to you and everyone in the chat. Thank you, Destiny, and enjoy your vacation. Duncan says workout programs you may mean. I thought you were working on like a specific program. There you go, a little time away yet. Well, when it is ready, let me know, and I will definitely share it out. My friend Relaxing is here. Hello, how are you? I'm sure that will come out. Milka says, all about the biz. I am all about the biz. J. Pole says, please, what is the burpees in the basement? Man, I'm not sure if I can describe it. Burpee is sort of a... I might let Duncan. Maybe Duncan has a better description. It's not really... You're not really squatting down. Doing almost a forward bend. Almost like you're going to touch your toes, but you do bend your legs. You get yourself in that full plank push-up position. You hit the floor. You do a push-up. And then you jump back up all in one continuous motion. No jump. You can do a jump. That's the CrossFit style. Nothing the matter with doing a jump. Duncan Walsh is all about the jump. I think if Duncan Walsh could add a jump to any aspect of his life, Duncan would add a jump. I have no doubt that if there was like the possibility of a jump with every brush of the teeth, with every mouthful of cereal, Duncan is the most explosive. I put him and Tony Hand still in the game, in the same category. The most explosive paradoxes in there too. Burpee practitioners out there. And what's pretty cool, what's really cool actually, is both Tony and Duncan are the elder statesmen. It's a nice way of saying it, a little bit older than the other burpee practitioners. I'm in that same category, but I'm not in the same explosive category as Duncan or Tony. So, J. Pole, I hope that sort of explains. Oh, and I do my burpees in my basement. And I already explained what a yogi is. I'm happy to do so again. A yogi isn't someone who just practices yoga. It's someone that has a deep devotion to the entire path of yoga and how it unfolds. Relaxing says, all about true things. To someone, people don't understand what life means in real. That's true. That is true. Sometimes that can escape people. Correct, my friend. You're quite welcome. Troll Gaming says, I like that. Still a far sight, but is an insight. It's good to have that knowing the direction you want to go. Because for a while, I didn't really have direction in the channel. Not that it is, by direction I mean that it has this certain set content that it's always going to follow. It's going to go all kinds of different directions. What the latest thing for me has been doing the nature shorts, which has become almost like a form of a haiku. 30 seconds. What do you see in nature for 30 seconds or a minute? And can you share it with other people? That's absolutely amazing. Relaxing says helping. It's not hard for trust, really. True heart. Really hard. That's true. When you're in touch with your heart center, and I've been talking a lot about that the past few days, because I've been thinking of Bhakti Yoga, which is the yoga of devotion, something that you give yourself to fully. And it could be anything, but you completely surrender to it. And you surrender from the heart center, which is the true intelligence of the body. It's also the true intelligence of the universe. But we'll talk about that maybe on another night. And when you live your life from that heart center, as Relaxing was saying, it's not hard. Helping is easy. You want to do what you can for other people, and it's not because you have any kind of motive other than the help itself. And that's important to consider. I've been talking to Destiny about karma yoga, and the true art of karma yoga is straight from the Bhagavad Gita, the holy text of yogic and Vedic philosophy. It's being unattached to the outcome of your actions. Krishna tells Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna and his friend Arjuna, that you are entitled to your actions, but not to the fruit of your actions. The fruit of your actions belong to God, or the universe, or reality. You only have the actions. That's why it's important to perform those actions with intent, with integrity, with purity, with joy, and then you just surrender. You surrender, you surrender. Give it away. There's not one thing in life that you're going to be able to take with you. Even your very last breath is surrendered. I was with my father holding his hand when he took his very last breath. Most meaningful moment in my life, the hardest point in my entire life, and he surrendered his last breath. In that surrender, he gave up his suffering, he gave up his pain, but he didn't give up his connection. That only grew, because now I carry my father in my heart all the time, every day, every single moment. And yeah, that's without a doubt. Relaxing says, if you jump too much after, you will be tired and need to charge your batteries. That is a joke. But you know what? It's true. Michael Robinson is back. I'm back. I'm back. No, wait a minute. Now you're singing. Or you're rapping? J. Paul says, very insightful. Thank you for the great explanation. I believe I got it, and I subscribe. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. And Michael Robinson is still back. Let's see. Relaxing says, you don't need IQ point to not give up and never give up. You will survive if you're fighting for your bread. I agree. It's about intent. It's about staying on the path, staying true to yourself. Troll Gaming H says, I have to go back to work. Thanks for the wise words and the channel energy. See you next time. Thanks, my friend. And I look forward to visiting you on your channel soon. Relaxing says, if you don't put in the wood in the chimney, you would not be heating your heart. That's pretty wise, Relaxing. Thank you for that. Duncan said, have you explored sleep meditation to help you and others sleep? I have. I'm actually working on, almost finished, a certification in Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is called sleep meditation. It's also called yogic sleep. It's not rightly You can use it in a specific form to help you fall asleep, but the important thing is it's not meant to be that deep, deep sleep. It's meant to be an insightful sleep of where you're getting a deep rest, which in some ways is actually more important than the deep sleep. It doesn't take the place of deep sleep, but it is supposed to be the equivalent. 1 hour of yoga nidra sleep is the equivalent of 3 to 4 hours of regular sleep. So when you can't sleep, if you wake up in the morning and you do the yoga nidra, and I have several on my channel, a selection of yoga nidra recordings for people, not mine recording, but for people that I've used. It's really important to use someone's voice to guide you to that state where you're between that wakefulness and falling asleep. And we all get there every day. Every night there's that point. But so often we slip in too quickly to realize it. The important thing is that's truly where magic happens. If you put your intent, in Sanskrit, in yogic philosophy, it's called a sankalpa, which means intent. And intent has an energy. A wish is light. You make a wish, you're not invested in it. It's just like a point of fancy going across the mind. But an intent has energy. It has the energy of the universe behind it. When that singularity of energy expanded into the Big Bang, creating the universe, space and time as it was needed, that was done with intent. It wasn't random. Time and space don't come by accident. It was done by intent. So when you're in that yogic sleep, right before you enter it, you do the relaxing stage, you work with the breath, and then right when you're going into that yogic sleep, you place your intent. And then you do it again, and a skilled practitioner will guide you through that. I do it every day, anywhere from 10 to 40 minutes. Absolutely love it. I practice it a little at a time through the years. And when I hurt my back and was unable to do a lot of the more extreme and harder yoga poses that I loved, it forced me to pivot. I had free time. I had free time that I still wanted to devote to my yoga practice. So I've explained before that there's 8 limbs of yoga, Ashtanga yoga, and one of those limbs, the 5th limb, is called pratyahara, which means withdrawal of the senses. That we spend so much time in outer world focus that we never turn our attention to the interior, to what's going on inside. We never withdraw just a bit from the world to get that deep sense of rest, other than when we fall asleep for 6 to 8 hours, hopefully for 8 hours. So I took that energy that I had left over, and I decided to explore the 5th limb of yoga. I always took it for granted, because when I meditate, you slowly start to turn the attention inwards. So there's that point of yoga nidra, or the 5th limb, but it's not heavily invested in. So with that free time, I decided now is the time to dive right in. And man, I absolutely love it. And as my back is healing, I'm adding in postures back in, but I'm keeping that yoga nidra practice. It is a given now in my life. Maybe it won't be every single day, but it's going to be throughout the week as often as possible. Relaxing says, sorry, my cat is jumping up for attention. When I return to my country, Romania, we have another friend here, Goldie, who is from Romania. I will do for meditation for people helping homeless people and um, autism people because I like from my heart. That's the way to do things, straight from the heart. And that's a wonderful life path. Duncan says, so is sleep regarded as the highest form of meditation? No, because um, this is yogic psychology. 4 stages of consciousness: our waking consciousness, everyday life, dreaming consciousness, sleep, and then the 4th is called turiya. Turiya is bliss consciousness. It is when we are aware, but more so, we are aware that we're aware, if that makes sense. That's important. Being aware that we are aware. We sort of take it for granted. But when you reach that 4th stage of consciousness, and everyone does, it happens throughout the day. We just don't recognize it because that 4th state of consciousness is beyond experience. Nothing happens, and yet everything happens. In that nothingness, nothing can register because there's no comparison. This is why in meditation, particularly in mantra meditation, they say that the mantra helps you slip in the gap between every thought. There's a space. That space is our true reality. It's the silence that underlies everything, the stillness that underlies everything, that also allows the things of the world to arise. It allows us to arise. It allows consciousness to arise. Between every word, there's space. Otherwise, it'd just be a connection of vowels and consonants. So it's a space that gives meaning to everything. Duncan said, of those forms of meditation, which overall would be regarded as the most beneficial in the broadest consideration? Well, I'm biased. I'm biased with the mantra meditation because it's effortless. You just think the mantra. You're not forcing it. You're not concentrating. You're not chanting it. You gently think it. And then you're going to have thoughts. That's the nature of the mind. The nature of the mind is to think. Or I should rightly say the nature of the brain is to think. It produces thoughts. So you don't try to stop it. You're not even attempting to still the mind. You just go back to the mantra. 4 things that can happen in meditation is that you think the mantra, you have thoughts, you fall asleep, or you slip into the gap. And again, that gap is that space between each words. And it happens naturally as you go from mantra to thought back to mantra. Somewhere along the line, the mind starts to get very, very quiet, very subtle, and you fall effortlessly in that gap. And then a thought's going to come by again, and you pull it out of the gap, and you just take the process again. But the more time you spend in the gap, the more it becomes present in your everyday life. The more peaceful you become, the more creative you become, the more inspired, the more rested. You get a very deep rest in this style of meditation, which I'm not sure you get when you practice like Vipassana meditation, which is a Buddhist insight meditation. Because there's a focus there, and focus takes energy. In mantra meditation, it's the mantra itself that is providing the energy. So it does all the work. Mantra literally means mind vehicle, and it takes you where you need to go. Even if you only thought the mantra once, and the rest of the time you were lost in thought, it's still a successful meditation, and you still got some rest, deep rest. Relaxing says yoga is psychology, therapy, relaxing. It certainly is, my friend. Recovering mind, spiritual, and more. Definitely. Duncan said, do you think the physiological benefits of that form of meditation rival sleep? It's a good question. I would say for an advanced yogi, yes. For me, no. But it has benefits. Especially 2 years ago when I was suffering insomnia, anxiety, panic attacks. The one thing that allowed me to keep training, to keep doing all the stuff that I was doing, was my meditation practice, because it was providing me rest to help make up for that lack of sleep. Did it make up for all of the lack of sleep? No, I needed sleep, but I wasn't getting it. Meditation provided a bit of aid to help me recover. Another valuable practice that I would say almost equals is the Buddhist metta meditation, which means loving kindness, because it will literally rewire the brain. All meditation will help rewire the brain, but this rewires it for a specific purpose, and that's to offer the world, as well as yourself, loving kindness, which is important. Let's see, relaxing says, for example, for some, my video recovering people can recover in color. Some of people told me a recovery from my color and more, stone, sounds, everything, my pleasure, helping other people. It's an important thing, relaxing. I mentioned this to Destiny, Karma Yogi, being of service to other people. There's no higher calling than being of service to other people. The important thing to remember is you are other people as well. Be of service to yourself. Take care of yourself. Do the things that bring you joy. Of course, a true Karma Yogi, serving others is what brings them joy. So, I'm always reminded by Ramana Maharishi when he was asked by a follower, how should we treat others? And his response was, there are no others. There's just us. So to be of service to other people means you're in service to yourself as well. So with that, guys, I think I'm going to have to wrap things up. I'm going to be doing my pre-sleep ritual, which is relaxing breath work. A few other things that really helped get me where I need to go. Made a huge difference to bring me from that point I was describing of the anxiety and the panic attacks and the insomnia to finally getting some rest. My first activities when I get up in the morning, it's all geared towards helping me sleep at night. It has a positive impact on my overall health as well. And that includes the meditation, includes the breath work, it includes getting outside in nature to get that first sunlight to hit my eyes, to the exercises that I do, all of it. So with that, guys, thank you. Hey, Duncan, appreciate you being here. I appreciate, as always, the insightful questions, as well as the last comments that you made on the workouts, yesterday's workout. I was thinking of you. I was happy. I was originally going to take your suggestion and alternate 7s and 8s, and I found myself doing 8s time after time after time. So you were in my mind when I was doing them. Relaxing says, and also joining to support. And I appreciate that. I appreciate your support so much, my friend. Relaxing says, my pleasure. Thanks and good health. Appreciate all of that. So, Duncan, relaxing, Destiny, Sunshine, Flower, Mocha, of course. I never not even a possibility for me to. J. Paul and Michael Robinson. There was some others here as well. Chill Gaming, my new friend Chill Gaming. Um, Man, I appreciate you all being here. Davis. Davis was here as well. Davis, I appreciate you. So, with that, guys, again, thank you. And I'll see everyone. I'll be back tomorrow. Doing the same stuff. Probably talking about the same stuff as well. That's how it seems to work. Take care, guys.